everybody. My name is Cheryl Sartin. I work for William Grant & Sons, and we represent Hendrick's. So Hendrick's is a gin. Raise your hand if you've never had Hendrick's.
No.
Everybody's had Hendrick's. All right. All right. Well, Hendrick's is very unique. It's a very unique type of gin. It came out in 1999, and it goes way back. So basically, the rumor goes that David Stewart, who created this brand, was sitting in a garden eating a cucumber sandwich and smelling the roses. And he said, damn, I bet that'd make a good gin. And fast forward, sure enough, they created Hendrick's. So basically what makes Hendrick's is unique. First of all, I want to say Hendrick's is a Scottish gin. A lot of people don't know that. That's something you need to know. It's a coastal area of Scotland called Girvan, Scotland. So a lot of that's surprising to a lot. And it's a botanical gin. So when you think of gin, you think of like my granddad's gin, like the old school, heavy juniper. This is not that. This broke open the category for gin. No one had ever made a botanical gin like this before Hendrick's came out. That's why Hendrick's is so popular. It is the #1 premium gin, and it is also on the most menus out there in all on-premise accounts. So it's huge, won tons of awards. And the lady, her name is Lesley Gracie. She's a master distiller. She came in 1988. She was worked for a pharmaceutical company as a chemist, came to work for William Grant & Sons making whiskey for them. She did that for 11 years, and the gin category was overall down in the 90s big time. And they said, you know what, we want you to come in and we want you to help us bring gin back. And she single-handedly did that for the gin category. So what makes it very different and unique, first of all, it has 11 botanicals that it uses. And then here's the key part. It infuses rose and cucumber. Think of those cucumber sandwiches, those rose garden. So this had never been done before. I mean, I don't even know if I would have ever come up with this idea, to be honest. It's like mind-blowing.
So the one we tasted is the original?
This is the original recipe with 11 botanicals and then infused with rose and cucumber after. So here's the other part that makes it really cool. They use 2 different stills for making this. That's unheard of. No one had ever done it. So they have what's called a Bennett still and a Carter head. So the Bennett is a copper still, and it dates back to 1860. So no one's ever thought, I think they had this one, they bought it at an auction, they sat on it for 33 years before they started using it. So then the Bennett and the Carter head. The Bennett is where you macerate it. It makes like a heavier, type of liquid, if you will. It's like got a lot more umph to it, whereas the Carter head, that dates back to 1945, and there's only a handful of them in the world. So the Carter head makes a lighter style because it doesn't sit necessarily in the boiling water. Think of when you make tea, put the tea bag in there and it boils, it makes tea. Well, that's the Bennett. The Carter head, it's like it has it in there and it has all the botanicals coming up like a steam up in this Lin arm that sits up here. So it's a softer, just kind of steams up softer. So it makes a lighter style. Then they take both of those, they put them together, and then they put in the essence of rose and cucumber, and it makes the most unique, smooth, divine gin you've ever had. It's so popular. And so what happened was this has been, like I said, the #1 gin for a long time. And so back in, I think it was early 2000s or so. No, I take that back. It was around 2017. Basically, the brand ambassador for Hendrick's he was getting married, and he was good friends with the Lesley Gracie, the distiller. And he said, can you bring some gin to my wedding? He thought that she was going to package up regular old, Hendrick's and bring it to the wedding. No. She created a unique gin with flowers that were only made around in the coastal area, and then she called it Midsummer Solstice, and they were shocked. She brought 6 bottles to the wedding, and it was a huge hit. And so they said, you know what? Afterwards, they go, you got to bottle this shit. We got to sell this. So that started what's called the Cabinet of Curiosities. And so today, that one started, they're 2 years. They only make limited releases. So every year they come out with one, but it's only made for 2 years. So after that, I think it was Lunar. Have you ever heard of Lunar? So I know when I talk to a lot of people, they see these different ones on the back bar and they go, what the heck is that? They have no idea. They don't understand it. That's what it is as part of the Cabinet of Curiosity. So they had Lunar, and then they had Neptunia, then they had Flora Adora. They even had an Amazonia that was made from botanicals from the Amazon. She goes herself and sources these botanicals and creates these. Then we had Grand Cabaret, and then today we have the Oasis. This just came out. They come out every March. This is made with guava papaya. They don't name all the botanicals, but they use the original formula here, and then they add to. So this one just came out in March. Huge hit already. And so with that, that's what those are. This is the main one, and then the Cabinet of Curiosities. And so that's where we are today. Hendrick's is still the #1 premium gin, but just know they use 2 different stills to distillation processes for it. It's made in Scotland, been around since the late 90s, and #1 premium gin in the world. So yeah, and you can taste the difference. It's very clear between the two. They're all very different. If you had all the Cabinet of Curiosities one after another, they're all, last year's was 4 different berries with stone fruit. The year before was a lot of rose. It was like you were drinking a flower garden. And then the year before was Neptunia, and it was very citrusy, coastal, great for Tom Collins. Great for a Tom Collins. So the cocktails, they always come with a great recipe on back of each one too.